Hi everybody, welcome to this beginning lecture on stress and ministry. There is so much that I would love to be able to say to you. I'm going to have to try and move quickly through things, but I'll just start with this opening slide. Irenaeus here, he's one of my favorite theologians, and he just nails in a nutshell what it is to be truly Christ-like. He says the glory of God is a human being fully alive in all of our various capacities, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And, as will become clear over time here, I see all of those as one piece of what it is to be a human being in Christ. That we can't just slice and dice ourselves. We can't have a spiritual life, and then a physical life, and then a mental life, and then a relational life. We just have one life as human beings. Jesus said that I have come to give you life, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. John Wesley, within our own Wesleyan Nazarene holiness tradition, he points out how important it is to take care of our whole life. In one of his letters, he says, "You are no more at liberty to throw away your health than to throw away your life." And unfortunately, I've known too many of those in ministry who have done exactly that because they were so busy giving to others that they forgot to replenish their own heart, that they forgot that they needed to have as much life flowing into them as flowed out of them. Now, when we think about stress, I could just nail, just kind of boil down, the top stress management techniques to this little cartoon. Eat, sleep, eat, sleep, eat, sleep. That really in a nutshell, if you eat well and you get enough sleep, that'll get you, probably half of the way there in learning to manage stress. And a couple questions for you to ask yourself. These are ones that I ask myself frequently, and to make sure that I can answer these, that I can fill in the blanks. What breathes life into me? What is bringing me joy these days? Another way to put it is, what is saving your life these days? Certainly Jesus saves, but yet many things save. It could be a walk in the park. It could be your dog. It could be your family. It could be a book or a movie at different times. But what breathes life into us? And I understand later on you'll read my book, Healthy, Happy, Holy. Let me just mention, don't ever have a book, that has these three titles in them all at once, because it'll be a little overwhelming. But because people just ask me, well, how you doing in one of those? Or they'll assume, that I'm an expert in all of those. But if I can just hit one out of three, to use a baseball image, on any given day, I'm doing well. But for those of us who are in ministry, stress is really no laughing matter. My dissertation mentor at Fuller Theological Seminary, Arch Hart, he wrote a lot about stress and depression, especially in the ministry, but in other helping professions, that those of us who are in ministry and help others, that we are particularly susceptible to burnout and to depression. So he says, for many ministers, surviving the ministry is largely a matter of surviving depression, because depression will come. And oftentimes it's as a result of we've given out too much and we've taken in too little. And this is also, it's no, this is not to say that we shouldn't give to others, that we shouldn't serve. That's the very core of our calling. That's why we are learning and studying to go into ministries, because we do want to help others. We want to be the eyes, ears, hands, and feet of Jesus in the world. And our chart also makes very clear what the fallout of unrelenting stress is. He says stress will kill you. It will literally kill you physically. But he says, burnout will make you wish you were dead. And when I was a local church pastor, I went through a severe burnout, and I experienced unrelenting stress, and ultimately I went through a several-year-long depression where I really wondered if I would even make it out to continue in ministry. Thankfully, I took a class from Arch Hart and had some others at Fuller that helped me to put down my spiritual roots even deeper, and to understand myself and better understand things that were going on in my local church ministry. And so I wrote a dissertation on pastors, burnout, and depression. And it was really that dissertation that helped save my life and restore me to ministry, and has given me a ministry to pastors today. And I love being able to help pastors who are hurting, who are stressed, who are burned out. It helps redeem some of the years the locusts stole from my life. You think of Joel 2:25, and it helps to redeem those years, to know that God is using my pain and my hurt to help others. Well, we'll continue on with this lecture here in a couple minutes, and I will be back.